So I wanted to, well, this microphone isn't going to be good at all. Maybe that'll actually help my case, but I just wanted to record and then I don't know. I don't think it through. I don't really think it through and I'm like, whatever, but I just wanted to record it. I was just sitting here messing around like I do impressions, or like voiceover stuff, different, voices and comedy, whatever, skits. But yeah, I'm here on H.A. Goodman. I want to do like a H.A. Goodman deep fake, but with my voice, you know. No. So I was just messing around. I wanted to see what it sounded like, and I thought it would be funny to listen to, and plus you could be like, oh yeah, that is pretty close, or that's spot on, or no, not at all. Which I can tell because the thing is, I mean, I've been analyzing audio for decades, many years, and listening like meticulously to like things that you normally would not hear. Very strange. But after years of doing that, spending thousands and thousands and thousands of hours in a studio, like over the course of your life, I don't know, you just, and if you have already like an affinity for that, then you start to develop that and you start to be able to like do different voices. Like you could physically, it's like you're changing, you really are changing kind of like the shape of like your mouth, your throat, the way your voice box works, the different tone, pitch, timbre, whatever, timbre, timbre. Okay. But anyway, yeah, it's just, I was just practicing. So I thought it might be interesting. It might be interesting, so.
Mouth. Most apoplectic.
So you can hear what H.A. sounds like. Oh, and by the way, I love H.A. Goodman. I mean, I don't think he's going to care at all if I did this. He'd probably be like, yes, let's go, potato. Like, he'll be like, yes, like more exposure, more people, if anything, because he's cool as hell. He's cool as fuck, dude. Like, he's super down, super based. Yeah, man, he's a good dude. And plus, it's literally the reason fair use exists is for this specific use case where I'm purposefully using small portions of this material, which is obviously his. He could say, well, it's copyrighted because I made the video, I own it, and no one else has copyright claims, so therefore blah blah. I mean, he's not an asshole like that. But if he had to do a copyright claim on someone, you got to do what you got to do. But there's no. This is definitely taking portion, transforming it, or doing something with it to create a different like form of something. Not just playing back the video, even just adding commentary over the video or pausing it is fair use. So this is way beyond fair use. Anyway, you get an idea of how he sounds. I'm just playing this through my phone, so it's like I said, maybe that'll work in my benefit. But
hysterical type of reaction to anything Trump does. DeSantis, I think, would actually.
He's talking about obviously you could see the title, but yeah, he has a very distinctive voice, and I'll just be sitting around by myself, just whatever, doing whatever, and I'll just be like, oh, I'll be doing impressions of people, because it's funny, even alone, like, yeah,
have an easier chance.
So I do a lot of H.A. Goodmans, and I was thinking it'd be cool to get good at it, because there's certain people I can get.
Run together. There's no point in engaging Elon Musk or Donald Trump on Twitter.
Because when he gets really, you'll see, like.
The adults in the room are.
The adults in the room are.
Record highs in inflation.
Record highs in inflation. Like.
And the worst geopolitical nightmare in modern European history.
Like, you gotta practice, it's because I'm doing it and feeling like I'm trying to get as close as I can with my throat and mouth and my diaphragm and my voice and the amplitude of it, the different envelopes of like in and out of volume, the way he speaks, the cadence, ooh, like where it rises, different like tremolo, ooh, like different little things he does, and like the intensity of it, and not force it, and have it sound natural and not make it sound like a person doing their voice. Like when people do Arnold, they're like, "Oh yeah, get to the chopper." Like he doesn't talk like that. The actual sample is like, "Get to the chopper," or it's like, "Who is your daddy and what does he do?" Like I have to push my throat back and kind of lift my head up a little bit, and like if I just do "Who is your daddy," I don't get that deepness. I have to go, "Who is your dad?" Or "Who is your dad?" No, I can't. "Who is your daddy and what does he do?" Yeah, anyway, that's the old sample, but people do like the typical. I like to try to sound like if I was trying to fool somebody.
And,
So I was just practicing his voice. I haven't tried it. So this is like my first time ever just playing and listening back. I'll do this for hours on end. And I'll really like practice a voice. Then I'll do it without listening to them. Then I'll record myself. And then I'll play it back while I'm listening to them. Then sometimes I could take the person's actual words, transcript it in the perfect amount of time, try to say it, or I could hear them in my headphones. Because like when you're singing to a song, if you're like even a decent singer, you could really nail exactly how they're singing it in real time, and you're kind of adjusting your voice in like milliseconds where it sounds like you're right on point, versus not hearing that as a reference. You'll be a little bit off. So I could listen to them and be speaking the same time that they are, like, and then listen back on its own. Then I could even go in with my EQ, adjust different things, and then go, if I did that with my EQ, what's the equivalent with my voice? Because if I'm speaking like this, I'm just closing my mouth a little bit more. I'm not trying to make my voice any deeper, but it does sound deeper. And if I just if you open your mouth more, like, higher, and then if you really try to do it like, anyway, I was just practicing this, dude. So let's really hear how HA sounds, ladies and gentlemen.
rates are going up. As we're heading into a recession, the GDP contracted.
Contracted.
We're going to have a devastating stock market. We're seeing a devastating stock market crash. I predicted all of this.
Derivatives nightmare
will take place. Hedge funds will collapse.
Hedge funds will collapse.
All of these things are
taking place. Growth.
The end of the U.S. economy, like complete imbeciles and maniacs.
That was bad.
And then you just flipped it back on like a light switch and broke the supply chain globally. We can go on forever. I wrote about this in October. It's only unfortunately going to get worse from here on out. We're not going to be difficult in this country. God bless America.
God bless
Save
America.
money. If you're about to retire,
If you're about
there's
to
no business
retire,
being in the market, in
my
my
view.
view. If you need the money, you have no
You
business being
need
in
the money.
crypto or Bitcoin or stocks. That's just my humble take. I've been telling and warning everybody. But Elon Musk, what he's doing is allowing people to voice their opinion, because guess what? The government
can be wrong.
If you are a
wonderful, highly educated,
Democrat
liberal Democrat
who wants to save the
who wants to save the planet,
planet as mashed potato brains Biden
floods
the economy with strategic oil reserves. Saving the planet
real quick.
But do you
realize
realize
that
if you happen to stumble upon this, if you're a really highly educated,
moral liberal Democrat,
beautiful person who can go up to other people,
beautiful person who can go up to other people,
journalists, and say, you're a horrible human being.
You're a horrible human being.
If anyone would care what you thought, you do realize the
you could be wrong.
The government was always wrong with Trump.
Government was always wrong with Trump.
But
when
what Democrats do is they appeal to authority only if the authority
suits them.
Only if the authority appeals to them.
Only if the authority appeals to them.
Then you disagree?
You disagree?
Everyone agrees.
Everyone agrees.
You've fabricated a consensus by suspending or banning anyone on Twitter, or anyone on other platforms, or harnessing
our social media to marginalize and disparage and demean, silence and
suppress any dissenting viewpoint. What they do is go after advertisers, sources of income. So ideas on the left
don't work. Can't be defended.
They rely on absurd leaps of logic. This wasn't always the case. A great many Democrats 10 years ago made sense. On a lot of issues, more conservative, a lot more conservative, like firearms now. That's because of Twitter.
So I was just messing around, practicing this.
I don't have Twitter anymore.
I don't have Facebook. But there was, threat on my life. And so police said, hey, you know what?
File a police report on the Twitter handle. But see again. The police said, you know what you need to do? Second Amendment. And arm yourself. Protect yourself. And you suddenly I became a conservative at that moment. We live in a great country. Of course, you have to call law enforcement, but until they arrive, you can defend yourself. But see, again, that mentality is, any tragedy that takes place, you have Alec Baldwin. Going after a Second Amendment organization. After he ended someone's life. But this is the typical, he's the epitome of a morally superior, wonderful liberal.
Morally superior. Wait, what does he say?
He's the epitome of a morally superior, wonderful liberal.
He's the epitome of a morally superior, wonderful liberal. He ended someone's life by not checking the firearm, not even without the
church.
I did like a whole segments on this.
The man ended someone's life. He's being sued by everybody.
And then he's pontificating.
They don't live in reality. And
they relied on Twitter.
To shield them from reality. On Twitter, AOC makes perfect sense.
Okay, I'm done. I'm tired. I've been up for 24 hours, and I was just messing around. I love HA.
Oh my God!
You know.
And that's why when Elon Musk said stop hitting on me. And then typical. I was talking about Mark Zuckerberg. No, you weren't. What kind of rebuttal is that? Everyone is so afraid.
My throat, yeah. I need some coffee.
Human beings will be able to speak their mind. The problem, however, is the people who are upset with Elon Musk governing and protecting citizens from harmful speech. There are laws in the book.
Check out H.A. Goodman and subscribe to Dr. Mehta and H.A. Goodman too. And subscribe to HA Goodman and Talk Better too. Okay.
You can also block people, and I'm sure certain words.
What does he say?
To deal with views they don't like. Weren't highly educated.
He gets like, he's more excited in the beginning of his videos. He's more excited.
That.
Let's see.
Type of information is essentially the correct way to look at things, and if you disagree, people are going to be harmed. Miss or dis type of information, and you must be suspended.
You must be suspended.
You're kicked off of the platform because. Meanwhile, they move the goalposts on every topic, every issue.
Every issue.
Well, he had contacts.
All right, I'll see you later. Bye.